to the barn for a minute. I'll be back in a minute, guys. K6 NYC. I got to feed the kitties in the barn and the skunks and the raccoons. I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
Very good. K6MI 711 is here for now.
Okay, well, you can go, John. I'll remember your check-in here. 7-3. I'll see you later if you want to run away. K6 NYC, going to the barn quickly.
Thank you.
Hello, 222 from Kilowatt 6 Whiskey India Sugar in the foothills, beaming towards the Bay Area.
Okay, good evening all. Let me get the antenna pointed right over towards Santa Cruz here. Let's see here. A little bit back, maybe something like that. Santa Cruz should be in this direction. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC. Are you around yet, Tom? Nothing heard so far from Tom, but we'll make a little bit more noise here, and maybe we can get the rest of the crowd up. Okay, K6MYC, QRZ the Bay Area. QRZ Santa Cruz, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, K6MYC Bozo Net, calling and listening. QRZ to Bozo Net, QRZ, K6MYC, Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Central California, QRZ, beaming to the west towards Santa Cruz and over up into the Bay Area, K6MYC calling, QRZ 222, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KD6S, okay, good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Fred. You're sounding pretty good here on 222. I just tweaked the antenna a little bit more in your direction, but you're sounding good. How are you doing?
Oh, doing okay. It was a pretty hot day out. I bet you it was even hotter where you live, and trying to stay cool. It's kind of smoky in the air, so I guess there's a fire somewhere.
Well, I don't know. I haven't heard of any fires near us, but you may have something over there in the Santa Cruz Mountains or something. I don't keep track of them. As long as they're not in my neighborhood, there's nothing I can do about it and nothing I have to do about it. So I'm sorry that they occur, but most of the time it's somebody's fault that did something stupid. Anyway, you're sounding good. I'll tweak the antenna on your next transmission, and then probably we'll have Jim in here. WB6JNN will probably come in after you. WB6 or KD6SOK in Cupertino, K6MYC. Might give your Bozo number for Judy, okay?
Okay, Mike, yeah, Bozo number, hi, good evening, Judy. Bozo number is 507. Yeah, I was surprised. I thought conditions would be pretty awful tonight, considering how hot it was today. It's supposed to be hotter tomorrow, so I thought maybe the inversion layer would affect the propagation, but it seems to be okay. Anyway, thanks, Mike. I'll turn it back to you and then continue with the net. KD6S, okay. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, booming signal, Fred. I don't think I've ever heard you any better on 222 than I'm hearing you right now. Just a super signal. And I haven't even touched the antenna yet. I must have it. Must have it calibrated right on you there. Okay. Well, it wasn't very warm here. I think we probably got up to 95, but we don't call that warm. Well, that's warmish. Warmish. Now, tomorrow and the next day and the next day, we're supposed to be banging around 100, 101, 102. Again, that's just tickling hot. That's just tickling us in the hot category. But we were outside some of the day. I was in town most of the day. I sat comfortably in a doctor's office for an hour or two. My skin doctor looked me over and said, "Oh my goodness, we got to get you in here for the blue light treatment." So I'm scheduled for blue light treatment, and that's like sticking your head in the oven, you know, in December. So there you are. Anyway, a few little biopsy, took one little biopsy on one little piece of me there. Otherwise, the ladies, we did some early shopping. We did shop at Costco for quite a while and enjoyed that. Had a good time in Costco, got most everything we were looking for. Strangely enough, they did not have any cartridges for printers. They had some cartridges for some printers, but they didn't have anything for Hewlett-Packard, which baffles you, because that's really probably one of the biggest printers out there. Anyway, we didn't get our cartridge, but we'll get that sorted out tomorrow. Anyway, that was our day here. Let me see who else is on the frequency here. We see WB6JNN. Are you here, Jim?
Oh, this is K6WIS.
Okay, 6WIS. Good evening, Paul. Nice strong signal on the backscatter. We've got very good propagation to the Bay Area, so I'm assuming you're going to be quite strong here, even on the direct path. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, and we'll take whatever other stations you have to pass on. We'll take those as well if you have them. K6WIS, hope you had a good weekend at K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike, and good evening, Fred. You both got good signals coming back here from the Bay Area. Fred, you're let's see, a 5x4, 5x5, and Mike, you're 5x7. It's nice, good, consistent signals, no multipathing, absolutely clear. So I've got the usual relays from Clear Lake. That will be N1PPP and KA6OSX. So back to you, Mike. Over.
Okay, got it. Got your relays there. 336 N1PPP and 160 KA6OSX. Kent there. Good to have them in here. I wish I could hear them more regularly. We got a fairly good system here, but that location they have in Clear Lake really blocks them coming this way, that's for sure. Anyway, thanks much, Paul. Good signal. Holding up beautifully. And I didn't move the antenna about one bump, but it didn't make any difference on your signal. So I think we just have good propagation anywhere today. Let me take another standby and see who else may be on in the Bay Area. We're looking for W6PQL. Over.
PQL1.
This is W6PQL. I moved the antenna a little bit off of you, but you're still okay to bring Paul up. Paul, you're 5x7 on this bouncy path that we've got here. I'm off of you and not directly on you, but plenty strong. I'm trying to get the same signal from you and Mike, at least reasonable way above the noise, and that was accomplished. Good evening to you. It was warm here today, 94, and predicted to be over 100 tomorrow. We're going to be joining you with that moderately severe weather. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, okay. Well, we had 94, 95 here today, so it's about the same over here. Didn't even think about the weather much because it wasn't hot enough for us to even... but I didn't work outside today. I was in town all day and had a lot of that liquid nitrogen treatment on my skin, and I don't like to go out in the sun after I do that. Sometimes it stings a little bit. So I just came home. We didn't get home till about 2, and by the time we got everything offloaded and done and cleaned up and went through the mail, it was 4 o'clock. So there we are. All right, very good. There was another voice in there with you, so let's see who was in there with you. W6 Papa Queen London, K6MYC. Who was the other station?
K6KLY.
Oh, good evening, Russ. K6KLY 111. Got you. Good shape here. Good to hear you. Take a transmission, Russ. Probably tomorrow we'll have more news, or later on in the week we'll have more news on the 2-meter thing. Frank's going to be here tomorrow, and we're going to crank things down and get things organized there. Let me just put one more number on there for you. 111. There you go. That's Russ. All right, back to you, Russ. Good evening to you. K6KLY, your heart valve working super these days. K6MYC.
Oh, yeah. I had one of those echo cardiac echocardiograms the other day, and they were very happy. The cardiologist was very happy, so I'm very happy. Anyway, when I come down there in a few weeks, can I still bring my blind puppy dog with me, over?
Yes, you can bring your little blind puppy dog with you. Has he gone blind now? What's his name?
He's totally deaf and he's 90% blind, over.
Oh, that's a shame. What's his name now?
It's Willie.
Oh, yeah, Willie. Okay. Yeah, well, Willie gets along good with everybody.
Can I have treats for Willie? Can I have treats ready for Willie?
That's Judy. She wants to know. She's got some treats for Willie, over.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a foodie, so he'll eat just about anything.
Yeah, he's always looking for treats. He'll come right up to you and look at you in the face and say, and bark with the word treat. Very good, Russ. Good to hear the results of your cardiologist there. That sounds good. Good to hear you. And if you check in on any of the bands later in the week, we'll give you an update on the 2-meter system, but I don't see any problems at this point. Both Frank and I pretty much know where the problem was, and when he tacked it back together the last time, he wasn't sure it was going to hold. The braid was a little thin, and it just wasn't enough to hold it. So there you are. The K6KLY for your final, and we'll look for others in the Bay Area. K6MYC Bozo Net.
Okay, well, that's it, Mike. I'll be around more here coming up to the time I come see you. 7-3 and good evening, K6KLY.
Okay, very good. And let's see. Let me just go down this way a little bit and give Tom a call. KW6S. Tom, are you on frequency yet? KW6S Santa Cruz, K6MYC. I heard another voice in there, but I was off frequency, off axis. I was pointed towards Santa Cruz. Was that you, Jim? Go ahead.
Yeah, WDB6JNN.
Okay, give Judy your number, Jim, and tell us what you did today. WDB6JNN, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, WDB6JNN. I'm 285. And, well, I went to the dentist today. Took a little nap from 2 to 3. But it wasn't the greatest nap that I've ever had, as you might know.
Was that one of the greatest or wasn't the greatest?
I said it wasn't one of the greatest naps I've ever had, but I was nice and reclined in the chair, but kept waking up.
Oh, yeah, I got you. I thought you were home when you had your little nap. But if you fell asleep in the dentist chair, that's embarrassing. I fell asleep while I was waiting in the lobby at the skin doctor's today. I went up for my semi-annual check and sat in the office for a few minutes waiting for Judy and my driver, Jeff, to pick us up. And so I had a few minutes sitting there quietly, and I was all done with everything. And I do as I always do. You sit me down in a comfortable chair, and I'm gone in about 5 minutes. So there you go. Good to hear you, Jim. Nice signal tonight on 220 here. Let's see if anybody else is in here. I know Ed's in and out this week. He said he had quite a bit of stuff going on, and so he popped in briefly last night, but not sure where we're gonna have him here or not tonight. And then it would just about wind up all the people we have on 222 in the Bay Area. WA6AXX, how about it, Ed? K6MYC. Okay, nothing heard from Ed. I wonder, Tom, if you're copying anything. KW6 Sugar, KW6S Santa Cruz, K6MYC. Okay, maybe we'll catch them both later on late checks and missed as I come back out of the Reno, Carson City, Gardnerville area. All right, I'm going to go on up to Oakley and see who we have up there. 7-3 for now, and we'll be back later. And don't forget 6 meters. You guys can always check in on 6 meters starting about 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, something like that. Okay, let me go up to 300 degrees here for Oakley. There we are. Radio Oakley. N6 Radio Oakley, N6RO, K6MYC. How about it? Are you recovering, Ken? Maybe he hasn't recovered yet. N6RO, N6 Radio Oscar, K6MYC. Let me try Clear Lake and see if you guys are even listening down this way. Let's try Clear Lake for a minute. Clear Lake. I've got you checked in, but I'd sure like to hear your voices, or at least one of you. N1 Papa, N1 PPP, K6MYC, and the Bozo Net listening, over. Okay, nothing coming in from Clear Lake. Let's get up toward Sacramento and look for KJ6KFB, Kilo Juliet 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. How about it, Darren? Nothing from Darren yet. Maybe up to KO6KD. How's that? Oops, I overshot you, Bill. That should be closer. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike, I'm here, but boy, I'm having a real hard time hearing you. K6MYC. Here's KO6KD, Bozo number 776. Darren is also out here, but he's not hearing you.
Who is also here? I didn't hear who you said.
What's that? I cannot understand you.
You said somebody else was here, but he is not hearing me. Who is somebody else? You didn't give me a call.
KJ6KFB. Well, you see, you can't hear him? Okay, hold on a second. I'm getting another report coming in on 2 meters. Anyway, Darren said he was not hearing you, and I guess he is now.
Okay, KJ6KFB, 756. You can put him in. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo. We called you once, but maybe you didn't hear me. KJ6KFB, K6MYC. Over, Darren. Hear him in there, Bill, but boy, he's not readable, but we got him checked in. You can tell Darren he is checked in, Bill, over.
Roger. Okay, I'll let him know that he is checked in. Your signal is coming up now. You're very readable now. But it was very difficult. Anyway, okay, well, I'm checked in, and I'll let you move on. KO6KD776.
Okay, were you guys on 40 meters this morning?
Say again, what was it, about 40 meters?
Were you on 40 meters this morning?
Oh, there, now I can hear you great, yeah. Yes, I was. Bob was there, Phil was there, and we were there till about 9:15, and then eventually, Bob, he just gets itchy feet and he's got to go.
Yeah, that's okay. Well, I had forgotten to tell you guys, but we had a doctor's appointment, and while I didn't have the doctor's appointment early in the morning, we had also scheduled a ride into town early. At the last minute, we scheduled a little later, so I could have gotten in, but I was still pretty busy in the morning getting everything else ready. So I just bypassed the schedule. I don't know, is Bob going to be there tomorrow, or has he got a patient in the morning on Tuesday, over?
Yeah, he's got a patient. He's got to be in his office at 8:15. So no, he will not be there tomorrow. But I believe his intentions are to be there on Wednesday. Over.
Okay. Okay, well, we'll shoot for Wednesday for sure. I may try to get there tomorrow also. Depends on when we get up and when we wake up. This morning I hadn't taken a shower or shaved for a few days, so I had to do that too. And that kind of impacted what my timing was this morning. Thank you, Bill. Thanks for helping with Darren there. Give him our best and tell him that I couldn't hear his 7 watts or his 5 watts tonight for some reason. I could hear him. We could hear traces of his voice, but he just wasn't readable. Oh, you recorded him? Yeah, Judy got him. Yeah, she must have heard the 756 in there somewhere. All right. 7-3 Bill, K6MYC, looking for anybody else on 222 before we go toward Nevada. Over. See, Paul, you should be in there. Let me get the antenna a little bit more toward you on the direct path of Paul. K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6 WIS, K6 Whiskey India Sugar, K6MYC. Are you listening here, Paul?
Yeah, K6MYC, this is K6WIS. Yes, I sure am. And when you swung your antenna in this direction, you went up from the S5 up to almost an S9. So very strong signal here, Mike. How do you copy me? K6WIS, over.
Well, it's up and down, Paul. It's better copy on the other path because you're stable. Here you've got flutter. You're probably hearing the unstable flutter on my signal, but that makes copy a little bit more difficult. But you're strong enough, about the same signal as we had on the bounce path there. Anyway, thanks for checking in here, proving that we can have propagation either way if we need it. Hi. 7-3, and maybe we'll see in a few minutes on 6 meters. We'll check the guys in the. It's not even quite 8 o'clock yet, I don't think. Let's see, what time is it?
10 minutes to.
Yeah, it's only 10 to 8, and we're already done with 222 here. Mostly because we haven't had the Bay Area, or we haven't had KW6S in here, and we don't have anybody local. All the locals have quit 222 here. So I'll make a little noise and fiddle around, and then we'll go to Nevada and see if we can raise anybody there in a few minutes, but it's too early. I won't go to Nevada until 8 o'clock. Thank you, Paul. 7-3, and we'll look for you on 6 about 8:45, probably about an hour from now on 6, maybe sooner. Over.
Okay, Mike, I don't know if I'll be around for 8:45. I'll be meeting, and I'll commute to the Bay Area. Got back just before 7, so I'm tired and hungry and I need a shower.
N6RO.
Oh, okay. Very good, Paul. I got it. You won't be there for 6 meters, no problem. 73, Paul, 7-3. And 6RO, okay, 6MYC. Go ahead, Ken.
K6MYC, N6RO. Howdy tonight, and I'm a really basket case. I got to go to bed early, but I'll try to stay awake for the 6 meter thing. N6RO.
Okay, and Judy, let's see if Judy remembers your number. What's this number, Judy? She doesn't try to remember numbers. It's 835, Judy.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. Oh, you're tired. Very good. Won't keep you, Ken. Have you had dinner yet?
Oh, yeah, I did. I had it early. I got a early doctor appointment tomorrow, and hopefully going to comment on. If I remember it by 6 meters, I'll bring it up again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you don't make 6 meters, we'll understand. We can check you in posthumously. Okay.
Yeah. The problem is, once
once I do 2 of these overnights in the contest weekend, my body clock gets so screwed up, I can't really get, it takes several days to adjust back to somewhat normal. So I went to bed early and woke up much too early, couldn't get back to sleep, so I got up and did household stuff, and now I'm tired. We'll see you later.
Okay. Take care. Go shake out that dust mop. See ya. N6 Radio, Oscar, and I thought I heard another voice in there. Was there another voice for us here? K6MYC, Bozo Net?
Yeah, that was me, WA6OIB 226, saying hi to Ken up there.
Hi, Ken.
And checking in with you, Mr. Mike. WA6OIB, good evening all.
Yeah, very good. Good to hear you, Ken. You're the only check-in we had. Well, I shouldn't say that. John checked in early. We had 7:11 here about 20 minutes after the hour, 7:20 or so. I was out here just making sure everything ran, and I whistled, and Don whistled back at me, and we got his check-in. Listen, again, I'm not pushing you, but I have a secondary need, mostly because of the potential lack of communications that might be coming up as a part of the October surprise. I've got my driver, Jeff, who lives in Fresno, but I thought if I could get one of the 706s for him, not the 706, what is it? FT7, yeah, FT706, yeah. I can't keep track of them anymore, but if I had one of those running for him, I could give him one with an egg beater or a hoe lope or something, and he could get on our favorite channel and have comm if all hell breaks loose here, Ken, over.
Right, yes, I'm quite aware of it. I've just been up against it, with all this party stuff and everything, and oh man, days and days of just work all day, and plus I had extra work at the transmitters to do and whatnot, so I've just been exhausted, So anyway, I'm sort of calmed down now. The party's over and this and that. I worked all day yesterday to clean up and everything, and then part of today. So now I'm pretty much back to square one, so I can get back on the bench. That's my goal. So sorry about that. By the way, check in Ralph. I talked to Ralph down south.
Okay, good deal. Thanks for checking in with Ralph. I forgot about Ralph, by golly. So that's good. That'll help a check-in list. Well, yeah, I know you've been busy, and I apologize for the butt dial last night. That was not intentional. Judy and I were fussing with the phone. We tried to send a text message to my driver, Jeff, who in fact is the guy that I want to give the 706 to. He may get his license one of these days. He's very capable. It's just he's always been into racing and motors and engines, but he's more than capable of having a nice little station there, and he's not too far from you. Well, he's more down in Fresno. He's closer. He's very close to Fresno Ag, that area. That's where he lives there. But that's why I thought it would be real easy to get him on 432. I give him a little 3-element or a 5-element Yagi and point it up this way, and the 25 watts from the FT706. Is that the right number, Ken? For some reason, that doesn't sound right to me.
No, it's not. It's the FT100s.
No, what is it?
The FT100s.
Oh, FT100. Yeah, I don't know where I got the 700. Probably because I've been talking to my grandson with the ICOM 706. That's where I kept getting that 700. Yeah, the FT100, sure. Anyway, he'd be perfect for that, and it may also incentivize him to get his ticket. This way, if there is a complete collapse of communications, I can still get in touch with him for my rides and stuff. He's my driver. He took us in and took us to town today and brought us home. So I kind of have to maintain comm with him, and if the phone system goes down, I'm dead. Over.
Right. Yeah. Well, he should be starting my class tomorrow. Tomorrow night, I start my technician class, beginner's class. Starts tomorrow, the 1st, and for 7 weeks in a row, and then we give a test afterwards. It's every Tuesday night for the next 7 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, there's two guys that were by here. One was a FedEx driver that came by, and I think I told you about him. His dad is a ham, and he's a ham, but he hasn't upgraded from novice, so he really needs. He did his ham ticket when he was 8 years old, so he's still got some knowledge, but probably would really help him to go through the class and take it. And they both asked me, and then there was another guy that was just a delivery. He delivered a technical paper to me, or a court paper to me, and we got to talking, and I brought him in the shack, and I gave him the Fresno Amateur Radio Club information. I gave him the Bozo information and all that, and he was very interested. And I told him how to get started, going to the ARRL website and looking at the test questions and stuff. But I said, if you contact the Amateur Radio Club of Fresno, in other words, I'm sure there's something on the internet related to that and how he can reach you, then you could give him an update on when classes are available. Now, whether you've heard from either one of these guys or not, I don't know. I told both of them how to reach you and get the information on when you might be giving classes and giving tests. Over.
Yeah, well, I've been announcing it all over the place. Yeah, it starts tomorrow. It won't be again. I do the technician and then the general and then the extra, so I won't be doing the technician again until next fall at this time. So once a year is all I can do. I got to do the others too. But yeah, well, a couple of guys have contacted me just the last couple of days, and I've got them on the roll. So I hope they'll be there tomorrow night. So we got about 15 guys. So that'll be a good class. In fact, my daughter and granddaughter are going to come to the class too. So that'll be nice. I'm trying to fill out the family, get all of us to get our tickets. So that's the way it should be. Okay, I'll let you get back to the net. And thank you much. And I'll get on those as soon as I can. It's been busy. WA60YB 226.
Yeah, okay. Another possibility here, which would really be neat. I don't know if anybody's thought of this, but I'd sure like to get Judy involved in the class. She wants to get her license, but this would give you a good period to give her an incentive to work around a time frame. It's a time frame thing. She gets distracted and goes off and does other things and then forgets to study. But if she could get online and watch it on the stream, watch your class on the stream somehow, that would be so slick. So she could take the class remotely. Over.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing that, of course. It's just I'm not into that. It's too much. I'm too busy doing other things. So I just do the class, one-on-one, or the class on me. So to get it online, you got to have a photographer, you got to have cameras, you got to have streaming, all this stuff. And I'm not going to do that. This is just a simple class. If you want your license, come to my class and you'll get it. I've never had anybody fail, so I've got a good track record. But they got to spend a little bit of time. That's all there is to it, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, no, I understand. I was just thinking of a simpler thing where you actually just had a radio, and not anything on the screen. But I can understand where that would complicate it with a camera and all the other requirements. No worries. It was just a thought. It screamed into my head quickly without much forethought, Ken. Not to worry. We'll figure out something for Judy to get her going on this. All right, thanks for checking in here. We've already gone to the Bay Area. But if you want, turn over toward Tom, KW6S, because we're missing Tom. And then we go back over to the Nevada boys. It was too early to go to Nevada earlier, so I bypassed it. But let's see if we can get Tom in here. Let me go back to Tom, and you and I can call him. Maybe we can get him out of the woodwork there. KW6S with WA60YB, K6MYC. KW6S. Tom, are you there?
WA60YB.
I don't hear him. I don't know why he isn't there tonight. He didn't indicate, I don't think, that he wasn't going to be here.
Well, things come up.
Yes, they do. All right. right, I'm going to go to Nevada then. Here we go.
Yeah, I fully intended on being here last night, and after I checked into the radio club net, I went in and had dinner. I usually have dinner between the two nets, and then come out here and get on the 2-meter Bozo, and I sat down after dinner, and the next thing I woke up, it was 9:30, so I blew it.
I know how it is. Okay, well, I'm up toward Nevada now, so let's see. I don't know if Daniel's going to be here. I guess Daniel's going to be here, so he should be listening now. It's just 3 minutes after 8 or something, so he should be there. Is that right? Huh?
Matt's here.
I know. So let's see if Daniel or Larry are there. KE7UQL. How about it, Daniel? K6MYC. Hey, there he is, 272. Thank you, Daniel. I get the antenna a little bit more on you. Just at the end there, I bumped the antenna and you came up a bump. Anyway, good to hear you. Thanks for being there. And take a transmission, and then you can tell me whether you've heard anything from Larry. Larry sounded like he was going to try and get on here tonight, but you never know. KE7UQL, and with perhaps N7 Whiskey Tango in the sidecar, K6MYC. Go ahead, Daniel.
Okay, I have a little fog in my throat. It might be hard to hear me. I have not heard Larry yet. Over.
Okay, your audio sounds a little funny. I'm not sure what's going on there. Ken, are you copying Daniel?
Yeah, and his audio does sound a little funny. There's something scratchy about it there.
I have a frog in my throat. Over.
Well, take it out. Take that frog out. What have you heard from Larry? Have you heard Larry here yet, over?
Yes.
I didn't get that.
Feedback there.
November 7, Whiskey Tango. November 7, Whiskey Tango, 657. We are out here. We just barely hear you, over.
Well, there's Mr. Larry, N7WT, WA60IB. Howdy.
Hey, Larry, you're talking in the wrong mic. I can see you here on 6 meters.
Well, between 5 and 5, there's a lot of noise on the band for some reason tonight. Anyway, 5 and 5 for you, Ken, over.
Yeah, good evening to you there. Yeah, good signal, but okay. N7WT and the gang, WA60IB. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Larry. Good evening to you. And I see somebody warming up on 6 meters here. I saw the spectrum light up on 6. So we'll look for you in just a few minutes over on 6 meters as well, Larry. Good to hear you. You're not as strong as Daniel. Not quite Q5 here at the moment. N7 Whiskey Tango, K6MYC Bozo Net, over. Larry doesn't hear me very well on this band, Ken.
Oh, okay. Larry, you still there? N7WT, WA60IB.
Well, maybe we either lost him or the band. Let's see. Daniel, are you still there? N7 WT with KE7UQL. KE7UQL. K6MYC. Daniel? Big fade here for Ken.
Yeah, Daniel. Interesting. Yeah. When you started to go down, you got real distorted. So we're got some phase distortion or something. That's what's causing your audio problem. It's not really an audio problem. It's just a phase problem there. And I got the last end of you, Larry. So we'll see you both over on 6 meters. See you on 6 meters. We're going to head over there pretty quick when Mike's ready. WA60IB.
There, that's all. There's 7WT.
Okay, now you're coming up again, Larry. 73, and we'll see you on 6. And 7 Whiskey Tango, KE7UQL, K6MYC. I'm going back to the Bay Area just for 1 minute, Ken, and see if I can't find Tom, and then we'll be on 6 meters.
QSL, W60IB, QSY to 6.
Well, Larry, you talked to him on 6 meters, okay?
Yeah, you got 6 meters tonight, Daniel?
No, but Larry has it. Over.
Okay, Larry has it, and I think Richard will be there as well. Thank you, Daniel. You came way up now.
7-3's in, Daniel. See you later.
Thanks, Ken. We'll see you later. KE7UQL 73.
Okay, you came up to an S8 right there. Beautiful. Okay, I didn't know you didn't have 6. Bye-bye.
You're a little strong, Kim, right now. You're 5 and 9.
Yep, you are too. You're 5 and 9 here also. Good up fade. Anyway, we're heading over to 6, so we'll see you guys over there.
Mike hardly ever came out of the noise. N7WT.
W60IB.
Okay, and I'm heading back toward the Bay Area and over toward Tom here. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Late checks are missed. Bay Area and Santa Cruz. Let me go down to Santa Cruz here a little bit. That should get us close to you, Tom. KW6S, KW6 Sugar, or WA6AXX, either one. K6MYC, calling and listening. KW6 Sugar, KW6S, K6MYC. WA6AXX, by chance, you in here tonight, Ed, K6MYC, calling and listening. Late checks are missed. Okay, nothing heard, so we'll go on over to 6 meters. 73's all, K6MYC.
WA60IB.
That's Larry here, Ken. Can you copy him?
Hi there.
I can copy Larry.
Yeah, the base is still like 86BQ. Larry just informed me on 220 FM that his amplifier is dropping out on 6. That's why he's so weak over.
Okay, I copied that. This is Frank W6BBS. His amplifier is dropping out. I understand that. Over.
Roger, roger. Thanks for the assist.
Yeah, get my foot switch. All right, good evening, guys. This is W6BBS. Yeah, I guess Larry's amp's dropping out, and that's what's going on there. So, anyways, W6BBS 72 course gold. Checking in.
Yeah, you sound like you got the antenna up.
Roger that. The antenna is up now. What I ended up doing, remember, this is a 40-foot push-up bat pole like you've masked right there in the front, 40-footer, and it had the rotating 40-meter dipole just clamped to the top. It wasn't rotating. So I took that off, extended the mast about 6 feet, put a rotor on it, right on top of the rotor, I put the rotating dipole, and then about 6 feet above that, I put this antenna. So this gets up to about 52 feet now. And I'm also running the amp, and I better turn it back just a little bit. I'm peaking a little bit hot there. Yeah, it's a little bit better. Yeah, running the amp full load, over.
Yeah, no, it sounds real good. Everything sounds good, and you're very loud. I'm sure you're pointed away from me. N7WT with the amp that's kicking out. We have you checked in, Larry. We have you checked in. And Richard, take a transmission. We've got you checked in also, but there's a lot of QSB. It's this daylight to nighttime transition here on 6, and it always gets flaky. KD6BQ and the group, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike, K6MYC, KD6BQ. Number 249, turn up the compression, helps maybe a little bit. We're running 500 watts here on 6 with 4 elements. And, yeah, there's a lot of QSB on your signals as well, up and down, not as strong as they usually are. And Ken wasn't as strong as he usually is either. But anyway, good evening to you. And we'll pass it back and see how you're copying. K6MYC and the net, KD6BQ.
Well, I didn't know you had time to drive down here, but you're sitting in the shack right next to us at the moment. Very loud, very solid, over.
Oh, Roger, you're way up now, too. Very loud. Well, I wonder if it's up for Larry. Maybe he can give you a shout while he's up.
Yeah, hey, Mike, N7WT, I turned mine down a little bit. I kept dropping out on my amplifier, so hopefully this will work a little better. N7WT.
Oh, yeah, solid copy. You're almost as strong as Richard, so you guys are sounding really good. Thanks very much for coming up here. You were a little flaky on 222 tonight. Boy, I had a hard time copying. Part of that was this choppiness that we get on your signal every now and then. You've got a hint of it here on 6, but it's not near as bad on 6 as it is on 2 and 220 here. So there you are. Anyway, let you go, and we'll slide on over toward Nevada. Not toward Nevada, toward Sacramento area, and see who else we have. Thanks much, and we'll see you tomorrow night, Larry. Let's try 1296 again. When you hear Larry, when you hear Daniel, I mean, and you hear Daniel talking to me, you know we have propagation. And I don't know if you can hear Daniel. Have you been able to hear Daniel when he's working me, Larry?
Oh, Roger, he's taking the needle here at my house when he's talking to you. But when he's talking to you tonight on 220, I could barely tell you were in there. I knew you were there, but it was just horrible. The conditions on 220 tonight were really bad. They came up briefly for a WA60IB. He came up to 5 and 9, but your signal never ever got out of the noise. I mean, I heard you, but I think one time you finally come up where I could hear and understand a few words. Most of the time you were in the noise. N7WT.
You're 10 over 9 now, Larry, up here in Fresno.
You are too, also, N7WT.
Really nice upfade. Thank you, Mike.
Well, Mike's gone.
No, I'm here. I was just talking to Judy for a second. We came over from 220 and she didn't catch the transition, and we had Ken on 222, and now we've got him again on 6. I just wanted to make sure he was listed here. Go ahead, guys. K6MYC listening.
KM6SRR, number 432.
Yeah, good evening. Are you turned up to the Nevada guys? You're very loud. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I can just hear him. I think something's gone funky with my 6-meter setting.
Well, it's been up and down here, so I think it's maybe more band conditions than anything. You guys, why don't you give a call and see which one comes back? Listen up, Richard, and listen up, Larry, for KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
Good evening, Nevada guys. KD6BQ and N7WT. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo, over.
Yeah, you're 5 and 1 here, Rob. Not too strong tonight. Band conditions are not great. 5 and 1, N7WT.
Larry gave you a 5 and 1. Larry's 5 and 9. He's actually stronger than you are, Rob, over.
Yeah, something's going on here. I got the amp going too, over.
Well, you're okay. You just pointed away, but what I said was, Larry is stronger than you are. That means he's just bodacious in here at the moment. It's not that you're not strong. You're both very loud, Larry. See if Richard's got any copy. Richard, are you hearing Rob here?
Roger. Rob is about, he's Q5 and about S1, just like Larry said. Not super strong, but easy copy, over.
Did you hear that, Rob?
I can hear some voices, but can't make it out.
BBS.
He gave you 5 and 1 there.
Yeah, you're 5 and 1 for both the guys in Nevada, Rob. So that's strange. Obviously, you're transmitting okay, and your ears aren't as strong as they should be. But then, they're running a little less power than you are. If you've got the amp on, you've got them by 3 dB or so. So there you go. Anyway, thanks for checking in, Rob. Good to hear you here. Hope you had a good day and weekend, over.
Frank wants to say something.
Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, okay. N7WT W6BBS, Whiskey 6 Baker Sugar in Coarse Gold. I'll copy, Richard, over.
Yeah, W6 BBS, N7WT. You're about a 5 and 3, 5 and 4. N7WT, DMO8, over.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm in DL07. Now, you're down to a 5 and 4 right now as well, but you were up to a 5.7, 5.8 just a few minutes ago. Okay, very good with you. Have a good evening. KD6BQ, this is Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra, over.
Yeah, W6BBS, KD6BQ. You're about a 5 and 5, 55 here in Delta Mike 09er, over.
Roger. Yeah, you're currently 5 and 1. You were about a 5.5 to 5.7 earlier, but it seems to be dropping down. But you're 5-1 right now. So thank you very much for the contact. I just put the antenna up higher and further away and at a different location to where I'm not looking at dirt so much in your direction. So I was kind of anxious to see how it worked with you guys. Seems to work very good. Have a good evening. KD6BQ W6BBS DMO7.
Is this a 7-element, Frank?
No, this is that low noise 6 off your barn roof, Mike.
Okay, this is a 6M6LN, low noise, so it's a little shorter than a 6M7, over. Go ahead, guys, pick it up, Richard.
Okay, yeah, I lost track the other. I guess you were talking about the difference between some antennas. But, yeah, I've only got 4 elements here, and that's about all.
694 W6TBS.
Yeah, I heard that, Richard. Very good. Yeah, I'm pushing 1,500 watts and a 6 element. And, Mike, if you didn't hear it, we got Ben WB6TBS in there.
We heard him. All right, 73s to you guys. Ben, do you want to try and work the guys in Nevada? They're on here. WB6GBS, welcome back. Glad to have you have everything put back together there, Ben. K6MYC with KD6BQ and N7 Whiskey Tango in Nevada, over.
Okay, N7 Whiskey Tango, this is Ben W6GBS.
Yeah, WB6CBS, KD6BQ. Any copy on me, over?
Okay, I got you there. You aren't strong there, but you are copyable. Thank you very much. Ben W6TBS, clear.
Yeah, give him your call sign phonetically, Richard, and your grid square, and you give him your grid square back, Ben, when he turns it over to you. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, WB6CBS, WB6CBS. Here is Kilowatt Delta 6, Bravo, Quebec. Kilowatt Delta 6, Bravo, Quebec. Delta Mike 09er, Delta Mexico 09er, over.
Okay, thanks. What am I? I forgot now. Okay, anyways, Ben W6GBS.
Here in Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, Delta Mike 06. Sorry, had a blank space going there for me there. Okay, Delta Mike 06 in Fresno. Ben W6GBS. Golf Bravo Sierra.
Yeah, very good there, Ben. You're about a 4 and 0 copy there, but did catch the grid square and the call sign, so good contact there. WB6CBS, KD6BQ, and Delta Mike 09er, over.
How about you, Larry? Any copy on Ben?
I heard him earlier about the same level as the fact that he made a 5 and 0. You know, doesn't move the needle, but I can copy him. But the last couple transmissions, he's been in the noise, over.
Okay, well, give him his call. Call him once, and then give your call. His call is Whiskey Bravo 6 Golf Bravo Sierra, WB6GBS, and of course you're N7 Whiskey Tango, Ben. That's N7WT. He's in Gardnerville, Nevada. Go ahead, Larry, give him a call.
Yeah, WB6GBS, N7WT. You know, I'd say when last heard you were like a 5 and 0, not moving the needle, but we're copyable. But then you disappear. And the grid square here is Delta Mexico 08. Your grid square, please, over.
Any copy there, Ben?
Tango, this is Ben, WB6GBS, Golf Bravo Sierra. We're DM06 here in Fresno, California.
And you're in DM06 also. How do you copy, Larry? Any copy on that?
I was just getting a word or two, is all. Not a full context at all. Just once in a while, I hear a word or two. Over.
Okay, no problem. It's just a little marginal. I think Ben's very small antenna. And Ben, you think, Ben, you're running about 100 watts there?
About 100 watts, but I won't guarantee I'm on the right antenna. I put these things here. I think I am, but I may not be.
Well, I'm pretty sure you're on the right antenna. You wouldn't be. You're pretty strong here. It's just your antenna's small and it's low. And they're way up in Nevada, and you may not be pointing. I point about 3 to 5 degrees off of north. So if you know where due north is and beam just a little bit to the east of that by 3 to 5 degrees, that should be about perfect. N7 Whiskey Tango is in DMO8, and KD6BQ is in DMO9. So they're in two very rare, difficult grid squares there. That's why we wanted you to make contact with them. Good enough, Ben. Thanks for the try, and you made it with Richard all okay, so that's good. And thanks for checking in here. Welcome back. Tell me again what your antenna is on this band, Ben, over.
It's your cheapest 3-element M-square antenna there, so it's not the greatest one anyway. It gets out, supposedly, so anyway. They tell me if I got 6 watts on 6 meters, I can work the world. Who knows? Anyway, thanks.
Well, you can when the band's open, but you can't do it when there's no band. Right now, we're not using band conditions. We're using tropo, but this isn't skip. Anyway, it's a 3-element starter series, an M-squared 6M3SS, guys. So it's a little 6-foot boom, short little 3-element and 100 watts. So that's why it's a little marginal from Ben's station there. Thanks for the try, guys. Is there anybody else that wants to say hello to the guys in Nevada before we move on? K6MYC.
K6MYC, N7WT. Be advised, I copied Ben the last go-around. I copied his 3-element M-squared antenna. Was loud and clear. He was 5 and 1 for just a little while there. And I just wanted to say that it was 5 and 1 here in Nevada. And I'm in grid square Delta Mary 08. I roger his DM06 over.
Did you copy that, Ben?
Not very much of it there, but I knew he was talking there, but that's about the main part of it.
Okay, Larry gave you his grid square. Larry, give him your grid square one more time, 2 or 3 times. And Ben, see if you can hear his grid square. He's in Delta Mary something, but I want you to hear his grid. Over. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, WB6GBS, November 7 Whiskey Tango, Grid Square, Delta, Mexico 08, Delta, Mexico 08, Delta, Mary 08, QSL, over.
Roger, Delta Mary 08, I got that, thank you.
Hey, there you go, good contact. That's wonderful, Ben. You just have to do it properly, and then everybody gets contacts. You just have to wait for the peaks when you have a small station. Congratulations there, Larry. Nice contact. And 7WT in the group, K6MYC. Thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah, by the way, Mike, I had mine turned back a little bit tonight. I'm only running about 800 watts tonight, where I can usually run a little over a kilowatt. For some reason, it was sticking out on me, and so I turned it back to about 800 watts while I'm running. Anyway, we'll say 7.3. Like I said, a few times there that you come up right out of the noise very good. This little 3-element antenna there. 7.3, Mike, and 7WT.
Yeah, he's quite a ways back from the hills here, so he can knife edge over that into your area pretty well. It's just a matter of whether he's pointed right, so on. He just got the system back up in the air. He's been all torn apart there for quite a while. All right, thanks, Larry. Thanks, Richard. We'll see you guys, maybe you tomorrow, Larry, and we'll see you both hopefully on Wednesday. KD6BQ, K6MYC with N7W3. 7-3 all.
Yeah, 7.
Take care, guys. WA60IB. Bye-bye.
So 884.
Who was hit bye-bye?
WA60IB. See you guys later. Good night, Larry. Good night, Richard.
Might have been you. WA60IB and 7WT. 7-3.
Yeah, listen up. We got WB6GGY in here. Phil, are you copying the guys in Nevada?
Yeah, I am, and I'm copying them on the back side of the antenna. I'm pointed to Fresno, and I'm still hearing them.
Well, give them a call. See if you can make the contact.
I ought to swing the antenna around probably, but WB6GGY in Twain Hart, just north of Yosemite, Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee, Charlie Mike 9-8, Charlie Mike 9-8.
Any copy, guys?
GGY, WB6GGY, kilowatt Delta.
He's loud here, W6GBS.
BQ Delta Mike 09er, Delta Mexico 09er, over.
Charlie Mike 098, I believe it was, WB6GGY. Very good evening. WB6GGY in Twain Hart, California.
Did you get his call, Phil?
I needed him to repeat it again.
Yeah, repeat your call again, Richard. It wasn't your fault. We had a little confusion on the frequency here, and you got covered up. Just repeat your call and your grid a couple of more times, Richard. Thank you.
Now, Roger, WB6GGY, WB6GGY, KD6BQ, kilowatt Delta 6, Bravo, Quebec, Delta Mike 09er, Delta Mexico 09er, and confirm that you're Charlie Mike 98, over.
Roger there, Mike, and BQ, I believe, N6BQ, WB6GGY, and Charlie Mike 9-8. So very good. Thank you for the contact. WB6GGY.
You 7-3s, and having a good evening.
How about you, Larry?
Yeah, I copied here about 501, right? He's right there at the bottom. And I copied Charlie Mike 98 and WB6GGY. This is N7WT in Delta Mary 08, Delta Mexico 08. I'll copy, over.
Yeah, just fading in and out on me there. I did not copy everything. I need to swing the antenna, I believe. WB6GGY. We'll stand by again here and see if we can copy. This is Whiskey Baker 6, Golf Yankee. Go again, over.
I just could barely tell he was in there that time. My band's down again. N7WT.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's all right. He's off the back of the beam. If he turned around, you'd have him no problem. But he's in north of Yosemite here in Twain Hart. So you guys would mark each other easily. No sweat on that. I'm sure you'd make the contact, but we won't tie up everybody with that. It's too easy. And Phil doesn't want to swing the antenna. Anyway, good evening to you, Phil. Good to hear you. Sorry I missed you this morning. We forgot to tell everybody we had a doctor's appointment later in the day, but we did leave the house pretty early. I had to take a shower and shave and do some other stuff, so I just didn't get on the air. I could have gotten in there for 5 or 6 minutes, but it was pointless. I didn't even get out of the shower till almost 9 o'clock, although you guys were still here, I guess. Anyway, Phil, good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. Give our best to Barbara. Here's Judy.
Hi, you both. Have a nice evening and a great day tomorrow.
There you go.
Well, thank you, Judy, and thank you, Mike. And yeah, the amp's still working here. It's going to cut out on me just about any time, so I'll make it short. And thank you for the contact there, you guys. It's always good to talk to you, Judy. WB6GGY 73.
Good evening, Phil. WA60IB.
Good evening. Boy, you got a nice signal in here, sir.
Yep, you too. You're about S9, sometimes a little more. So just wanted to say hi. Your melodious voice kept me awake here.
Okay. Hey, we'll catch you later. WB6GGY 73.
Hi, Ken.
Yeah, there's the other Ken. Go ahead, N6RO. Give us your number for Judy again, and Ken, pick him up.
N6RO. Bozo 835. High temperature, I forgot to look. Wasn't too bad, about 89. Tomorrow's worse. And I'm still awake. The salmon I had just woke me up.
Well, that sounds good. Salmon sounds great. I had Gwen made us some not tacos, but burritos. You know, the put in the oven type burritos. I'm not real fond of those, but they're filling anyway.
I didn't like burritos.
Oh, I like homemade burritos, but not the kind that you buy and throw in the oven.
Okay. Take it, Mike.
Yeah, okay, Ken. I know you want to run. I'm still pointed toward Nevada. We're going to come over toward Sacramento next, but we're copying you. With your station, we can hear you anywhere. Frank, you want to say hi to Ken? Where'd Frank go?
You got to switch antennas. Who's home?
Okay. Frank was here. He may have been in and out. He just got the antenna up in the air tonight, and he's up high enough. He's working the guys in Nevada quite easily, so that's nice. And he's got the kilowatt on 6, so he's here with a 6M6 Lima November low noise, one of our M-squareds on about a 26-foot boom. It's working very well. He's got it up about 50, 60 feet now. Anyway, Ken, 7-3. I'll turn it to Frank if he's not there. Why, you pick it up and do your final there. W6 Bravo Sierra, K6MYC. Frank?
Oh, yeah, I'm back now. I had stepped out for just a moment, and I heard you talking about the antenna as I walked up towards the door, and, of course, you were right into calling me by the time I sit down. What's going on?
I just wanted you to say hi to Ken up there, N6RO.
Oh, okay. Well, hello, Ken, N6RO. Maybe I should turn my antenna a little bit.
Oh, you don't have to, Frank. You're S7, wherever you're pointed. That antenna's working real well. N6RO.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I was still pointed up north there. And, but, yeah, I would expect you to hear it. You and I have a really good path between us. Every band we get on, I hear you real well. And, in fact, like on 2 meters at 432, I pretty much hear you anytime you call in, no matter where Mike's pointed or I'm pointed. So we have a good path. Good evening to you, Ken.
Oh, good evening. And part of my issue is I have big amplifiers.
Yeah, I'm only running 1,500 right now myself. So, and I got the antenna up at about 60 feet. And hey, by the way, are you aware that we have the beacon up on 1296.275 now? And as of this morning, it's pointed basically in your direction for the moment on a 49 element beam and running about 20 watts over.
Yeah, I got that word.
680.
I think it was. And that's good. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I will.
Okay, very good. When you have a chance, I just appreciate reports to know who's hearing it, and it's just giving me an idea of what I got to work on for the future to get some decent coverage from up here. Over.
Yeah, I'll roll my chair over to the other radio and see if I can hear it right enough.
Oh, yeah, it'll crush you. It's a 49 element Yagi with a little over 20 dB of gain, and he's running 20 watts of RF power, so it should be loud.
Hey, Frank.
Okay, hang on. I heard somebody say Frank, but hang on just a second. The person said Frank, and who was the other person trying to check in? Over. Who else is trying to check in right now? Come again? Okay, they're not talking. Hey, Frank, go ahead.
Hey, Frank, this is Hey Ken. What's the status on your amp? I don't know where it's at.
Oh, well, actually, you're not going to believe this. I had the 6-meter amp, which has been sitting there waiting for a while, so I said I'll take them both at once. Carried the 6-meter amp in, set it on the couch, and meaning put it in the truck in the morning. That was my reminder to come back, pull the 2-meter, and put a barrel in there. And the 2-meter, I'm looking at it right now. I haven't been off the hill, Ken. I got the COVID and everything, and I just haven't got it to you. That's all my fault.
Hey, no problem. I just wanted to check and make sure to let you know I'm still interested in giving a hand.
Yeah, okay, very good. And we got another person checking in. Say again.
This is Alpha Juliet 6X3 Whiskey, AJ6XW.
Oh, XW, okay.
Bozo Net, copy, over.
Yeah, Alpha Juliet 6 something X-ray. I think it was Whiskey X-ray. Yeah, this is W6BBS. I've got you. Do you hear him, Mike?
Yeah, ask AJ6 Whiskey X-ray, I believe. I didn't hear the last part very clearly. I'm just now pointing towards Sacramento. This is Mike. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie. Give us your call again, and then if you have a Bozo number, give us your number. If you don't, we'll give you a number. Over.
Yeah, the Alpha Juliet 6 Whiskey X-ray. What's your Bozo number? Over.
The AJ6XW. What's your Bozo number?
I heard KO6KD in there. It's X-ray whiskey, not Whiskey X-ray.
Where's he at?
I don't know.
He's not answering again. AJ6, come again, please. I've got nothing now. He wasn't real strong. He was only about an S2 here, but I had 100% copy when he was trying to check in. And that was the same station that was under guys a couple of minutes ago that I tried to take a break for.
Now, obviously he's not hearing your 1,500 watts. We're hearing him, so he's not hearing well. He must be in a noisy area. AJ6 X-ray Whiskey, I think it is, Kilowatt 6 Mexico, Yokohama, Canada. I'm north of Fresno. We're north of Fresno. You also have a station in Oakley. There, over. No response. Let's let it go, and you'll try again later, maybe. Okay.
86NYC, KJ680W. Are you still there?
Okay, I got two of you. I got KO6KD 776. And KJ6 Whiskey Foxtrot Bravo, KJ6 KFB, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, sorry. KJ6 KFB, go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, Mike, he's up here in Sacramento area. I'm hearing you well. I'm not hearing you very well tonight. This is Kilo Juliet 6, Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756 for the check-in. So he's got to be in the Sacramento general area.
Yeah, we got you. All okay, you're checked in. Good to hear you, Darren. Sorry, we could hear you a little bit on 222. We do have you checked in on 222, but you weren't audible. You weren't readable. You were detectable, but not readable. Over to you, Bill. KO6KD, perhaps others, K6MYC.
Yeah, very good, Mike. KO6KD 776.
KO6DGJ.
Alpha Juliet 6 station. Respond to me. Frank, I heard your big WR. Can you copy me at all
heard you, Ken.
Kilo, Oscar 6, Delta, Golf, Juliet.
What is your Bozo number, please? Over.
I can barely tell you out. It's my first time ever talking of 6 meters here. This is Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray Kilo, Oscar 6, Delta, Golf, Juliet.
Okay, you're in Sacramento County. All right, so you're whereabouts in Sacramento?
Kilo Oscar 6, stand by a second. We hear you, but we got somebody else going on.
The monster tower there, right off the highway side and Twin Cities Road. Roger?
Oh, so you're down by, you're in Walnut Grove out in that area?
Exactly. The Walnut Grove Tower. About maybe 10 miles, Roger?
Okay, all right. So you do not have a Bozo number then, is that correct? You do not have a Bozo number?
I do not, and I'd really like one. It's my first time ever talking to you. I just learned about your net 2 days ago, Roger.
Roger. What is your name, your first name, please?
Name is Delta India Radio Kilo, Roger.
Roger. Please stand by. Mike, did you copy any of that?
I didn't get his name, but we'll give him a Bozo number. Rob, what is it, 1158, 1159, something like that, Rob?
What's your call?
Yeah, let me look it up. His name is Dirk, and he's just by Galt there south of Sacramento, AJ6XW.
That's correct.
And Bill, you could tell him that Frank in Course Gold copies him, not strong, but I got him 100% most of the time when he's transmitting over.
Very good. Dirk, are you copying any of the guys down in Fresno? Can you hear net control down in Fresno and all that?
Our next number, Mike, would be 1155. We have a couple numbers we can use as fill-in also, over.
This is Alpha Juliet 6. I'm not sure if you're talking to me, but I connected to only you and then also the Sacramento station, Roger.
Okay, are you on a horizontal beam, and which way is it pointed?
I have a horizontal scale, tube antenna, 20-foot into trees, but I think it's on the direction of Roger.
Roger, you're on a Squalo square loop at 20 feet mounted in the trees. Okay, very good. Mike, what is his number? I'll give him his Bozo number.
Yeah, 1155, and it's Dirk, I think. Dirk is the handle. 1155, over.
Roger. Hang on. Okay, Dirk, write this down, all right? Write this number down. 1155. 1155. Your Bozo number is 1155. So when you check into the net, use that number. Roger?
That's a Roger, and I want to say thank you very much. This is important to me. I always want to talk on 6 meters. 1155
QSL. Okay, very good. All right. Very good. You're checked in. You've got a Bozo number, and thank you very much for checking into the net and joining up. And I'll say 73. If you look at bozonets.com, you will be able to go to the internet, look at bozonets.com. You'll get all the information on the net and the different times and frequencies of the net. Over.
That's a QSL. Thank you so much. I appreciate you letting me get in. Thank you for your time and patience. 1155. This is
Bill, tell him to listen for me careful.
Have a beautiful evening. Thank you. Back to you.
All right, very good. 73, Dirk, 73, and welcome to the net. Okay, Mike, you got he's all checked in, and John is out here as well. He needs to check in. I'll stand by. KO6KD.
Okay, we want to find out if he's hearing us, so have him listen. Frank is going to give him a call. Have him listen for W6BBS now. Bill, over.
Okay, Dirk, stand by. Dirk, AJ6XV, X-ray whiskey, stand by. You're going to get another call.
AJ6 whiskey, X-ray whiskey, Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray whiskey. This is Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra, Whiskey 6 Baker Sugar, Whiskey 6 Bravo Sierra, and Delta Mike 07. How do you copy? Over.
Anything, Dirk?
AJ6XW and 6RO.
Bravo here. There's somebody much stronger like
Okay, that must be Darren. He's right in our area down there.
I hear you, Ken. Hang on.
You, Frank, barely read you.
Right. Tell him to listen again, and N6RO is going to call him. That's the other station that's calling him. N6RO, go ahead.
Okay. AJ6 XW. Dick, how do you copy N6RO?
I think you said, is it November 6 Romeo, Roger?
Radio. Hopefully, tomorrow.
Is that a November 6 Romeo Oscar?
That's it. You're loud and clear here. Coast to coast.
680.
Never realized that 6 meters worth this good. And I don't want to take any more time, but N6RO, our page sent you with Ken over here into South Sacramento County. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Dick, the guys down south are hearing you. So when they call you, either BBS or K6MYC, just pause a second and see if you can establish.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay. HA6 X-ray Whiskey, he may have noise, and we may have to help him with the antenna. He's only 20 feet up. He must be picking up terrible noise because everybody on this end running about 1,500 watts, he should hear us very easily, Ken and Bill. So you guys pass on the fact that he's got to have some terrible noise. He's got to get a dipole up or something better for an antenna. Then he'll be able to be heard, and he'll be able to be hearing people much better than he is now. AJ6 Whiskey, X-ray Whiskey, K6MYC, over.
Dick, did you hear K6MYC calling you? No response now.
I don't know if you heard that, Mike. Ken N6RO called him, and no response at this time.
Yes, Dick. The guys down south are copying you, but you're not hearing them.
Roger, I'm brand new to
AM5MPD 1129. I gotta go. Good evening.
Thanks, Brett. We got you, Brett. Thank you.
November 6th, Bravo Charlie.
It's working good for essentially line of sight, but you're going to need a little bit more to hear the guys down south.
Is everybody on the upper sideband? Over?
Roger.
Okay, I want to make sure I didn't make a mistake. Should I just stand by? What do I do next?
Yeah, just listen a while and see if you can copy the net.
Ken, tell him about Bozo Nets in the stream. Tell him to get on the stream.
759 KR6MR.
Hey, Ken, tell him about the stream on YouTube so he can get on there and listen too.
What's that?
Tell AJ to get on the stream, bozonets.net or Bozo Nets, the YouTube stream. Over.
Yeah. Okay. Dick, Google or type in bozonet.com. You get all the frequencies if you're on other bands from 6.
And the streaming, the Bozo Net streaming.
Yeah, YouTube, the streaming.
Well, he's fairly new to this. In fact, he's absolutely new to this, so give him a chance to get used to things.
All right, sounds like we should just carry on at this time. Carry on with your check-ins there, Mike. I think we got things covered, and we've worn his poor brain out enough for one night. Over.
Hey, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Need to chat with you sometime real quick when you can.
I could call you right now, or you could call me if you want. Except, oh, there's my phone. Yeah, you want to call me right now? Go ahead.
Okay, I will.
Okay. We got KR6MR, and we hear you, John. Hang on. Just had to get through with this poor fellow, and wherever he is there, maybe you can tell us where he was located. I missed that part of the conversation. KR6MR up in Meadow Vista, K6MYC. I'm pretty sure you were hearing him.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and the group, K6MYC. This is KR6MR, Bozo 759. According to the map information I have, he's down by Grizzly, outside of Galt, just south of Sacramento, a few miles over.
Yeah, well, that's fine, but he's not hearing us with the dam, so he's got some serious noise problems there. He's running a little squalo or something at 20 feet, but whatever it is, it's hearing noise in every direction. We're trying to get him to put up something directional, horizontally polarized, but directional, even if it's a dipole. It'd be better than the squalo. That would at least get rid of two directions. Over.
Yeah, and it's in a tree, so the tree's has its share of
November
energy.
Bravo Charlie Charlie.
N6BCC, hang on, we hear you, Merle.
That's homemade.
Go ahead, Bill. I didn't hear what John said.
No, the guy's, the square loop he's using is homemade. It's a piece of copper that he made, homemade, that he put up in the tree.
Yeah, it's not resonant and it's not matched, so that's why he's so weak. But he's got terrible noise, or he'd be hearing us. He's probably getting 50 to 60 watts into the antenna. He's Q5 here. If I had the headphones on, he'd be Q5. It's just that I got other noise in the shack and stuff. But that's all. He's just not hearing well at all, and we've got to help him get started to the point where he can hear. And it would be good if he could get on the stream. That way he could see what he should be hearing. But it also has to get the home station has to improve a little bit there. But I'm not sure who he can work with to help him out there. I'm not sure he's got another Elmer or another local ham or something there. Anyways, his name is Dick, or is it Dirk?
Dirk.
Dirk, okay. And it is X-ray whiskey, right?
Yeah, DIRK.
What's the call again?
Delta India Romeo Kilo, Dirk.
Yeah, what's the call again? Bill, are you having trouble copying?
I can hear you, Mike. I don't know if you're talking to me or somebody else.
Well, I'm talking to you because you and I are having a conversation here. I said, what is his call sign one more time so I can hear it clearly in my head?
Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray whiskey. Alpha Juliet 6 X-ray whiskey.
Okay, well, I've heard it about 4 different ways. That's why I wanted to be sure. Very good. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. You're booming in here compared to him. Yeah, I mean, you're 25, 30 dB stronger than he is, so he's just whisper weak for where he is there. And we hear Merle on here, so let me get Merle in here and get check-ins going. N6CHH, I think it is. Merle, go ahead. K6MYC, and give Judy your Bozo number.
November 6, Bravo Charlie Charlie. Bozo number 1134. How you doing, Mike?
Yeah, fine, Merle. N6BCC. I couldn't, I knew I had it wrong, but couldn't remember. Can't get used to that new call, Merle. Anyway, you're sounding very loud down here. Good copy. We had loud signals also for Brett, but he had something going. He had to go QRT. So you guys are both doing fine. I wonder if your other buddy is on up there. KO6 Delta Golf Juliet. I wonder if KO6 Delta Golf Juliet is on frequency. You want to check for him?
WB6.
Yeah, he should be on there. I can't hear him tonight. I tried to talk to him earlier tonight here on 6 meters, and I could not pull him out at all. But he should be out there.
KM6SRR.
Kilo Oscar 6 Delta Golf Juliet. Bozo number 1145.
Yeah, we got you. Very good, John. Very good. 1145. Thank you very much for popping in here. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of doubling on the frequency going on because some people aren't hearing other people. So don't be confused by it. Hopefully not discouraged by it, but there's a lot of activity here this evening. And some of the stations aren't hearing very well because of local noise and stuff. Anyway, you're sounding pretty good, and I'm not pointed quite at you. So good signal tonight compared to last week, John. K06 Delta Golf Juliet, K6 MYC. Mike, go ahead.
Okay, Mike, you sound really good out here in the Brentwood area. Goodness gracious sakes. I wish I had the wattage and the yard that I could put up a big old antenna and be able to get out like you do.
It all comes with time, John. I don't know how old you are. I'm 87, so I've been collecting crap for many years. I got my ticket when I was about 18, so a lot of years and a lot of collections. And now we have 40 acres and 9 towers with lots of antennas. And, of course, I design and build the antennas at M squared, so I have access to anything I want in the air. So there you go. Good to hear you, John. And I pointed more at you, so this should make the signal better for you. Very, very strong this evening. K06 Delta Golf Juliet, K6 MYC near Fresno in Central California.
WB6J.
I got you, John. Dane, hang on.
6 MYC, K06 BGJ.
K73 there, John. And good evening to you, Dane. You're not hearing the other station. That's why you kept calling in over him, and so that was why I was missing some of his stuff there. WB6J and P107, K6 MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I tried to make it quick and short, so I wasn't hearing them, but I know you were, and that's all that matters. And I wasn't listening to the stream, so anyway, everything's fine in Course Gold. Life is well, so we'll catch you. We're headed up Wednesday, so we'll see about 2-meter check-in, and then Wednesday, Thursday, we'll see if we can get 432 working out of the truck. Other than that, everything is going fine. WB6JNC, Course Gold 107.
Yeah, good. You're going to Shaver again?
No, we're going up to San Jose.
Oh, San Jose.
Yeah, we're going to one of the Kaiser facilities up there for procedures.
Roger, I remember you mentioning that. Okay, good. Well, we'll look for you from San Jose. We may be able to work you Mobile. Sometimes the further away from the foothills you are, the easier. So if you're closer to Mountain View or Sunnyvale, it's usually better, over.
Yeah, and I've got the single loop, I've got the double loop. I just have to make sure I've got the connectors on the truck, so it makes it easier and quicker. Like I tell Peggy, when we're off on these sort of things, check-ins and ham radio is down the list from making sure she gets what she needs.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, I'm sure we'll hear you with something. You'll get through at least on 2 meters and perhaps on 432 also. 432 is weaker. Your antenna system is quite a bit smaller. You need a little Yagi for 432. I have that 5-element here. How are you doing with the other stuff that you dragged home from here, over?
Well, let's see. The 7000 started doing what it was doing originally, so that's something that has to be completely opened up and all that. And they really like making these things so you can't work on them. And the 736R, definitely something in the power supply to start with. And starting to do the research on it, I found out that Yaesu has a complete service bulletin on where that power supply fails. So I've got something to look at there. And I've got the top off of it, and it's next to me on the table. So I mean, I've got something to work on.
Info,
go ahead.
Hey, Dane, this is Frank W6BBS. I happen to have a 420-5011 from M Squared. It is a little beam that was, it's a rear mount about 4 feet long. It's on 432. It was made to basically work the whole band. I used to use it for amateur TV stuff, so on and so forth. I've used it for the net here for a little while. Perfectly good antenna, and you're welcome to it for your project if that would work and get you on the air 432 from your mobile station. Over.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've actually got a 6 wavelength M squared antenna that I haven't put up yet. It's going up on the ES/L system, and that moves the 432 antenna I'm now using to the trailer. But yeah, a small antenna like that, little 4 element, that would be wonderful.
Negative. It's 11 element. It is about 4 feet long, but it's just one little antenna. So it's not a 4 element. It's 11 element. It works pretty good.
Well, I knew I had the 4 in there someplace. Yeah, that would be great. And I was showing Mike the antenna mounts on the truck, and basically I've got a piece of unistrut that goes across the bed, and it's raised up about 2 inches. So I can, mount to that and mount almost any vertical thing I need to it. So, yeah, sounds great.
Okay, just let me know whenever you want it. You can come by and pick that up. Carry on there, Mr. Stahl, W6BBS 72.
Okay, thanks a lot, Frank.
Okay, very good, Dane, 73. And I'm beaming now into the Bay Area looking for Bozo check-ins on 6 meters. Hopefully everybody hasn't quite gone to bed here at 9 o'clock. One check-in to the Bay Area, 6-meter Bozo Net, K6MYC, Central California. Bozo Net check-ins, please, over. Anybody over that way. we talked them all into oblivion here.
AB6SR, AB6SR 807.
We hear you fine, Stan. Thank you for being awake or waking back up there. AB6 Sugar Radio 807. Good to hear you. K6MYC. Pretty good signal tonight.
Okay, Mike, K6MYC, AB6SR, I can hear Frank as well, W6BBS, but you're not too strong yourself, not as strong as normal. Frank is quite a bit weaker than you, but I don't know whether he's beaming this way. Anyway, I'm glad I'm at least the only one signing in from the Bay Area so far. I'll keep it short in case my signal's not too strong with you. K6MYC, AB6SR.
Well, you're S4, S5 here, but no problem. I would say you're strong as I've ever heard you on 6, so conditions for me at least are good. You might have been referring to when I had the antenna a little bit further north of you, but now I'm pointed at you. Frank, say hello to Stan over there, AB6SR 807.
AB6SR, W6BBS. Good evening to you, Stan. Well, for a little bit there, you were up to an S7 and perking right along, but you're typically running about an S5 right now. 100% Q5 copy, no problem at all, Stan, over.
Yeah, okay, Frank. W6BBS and K6MYC, AB6SR. Yeah, you're both about S7, maybe peaking S8 occasionally, so a little better at the moment. That's about it. It's good to hear you, Frank. I heard you earlier on when you were beaming elsewhere, I think. So, conditions a little bit funny here at this end, but according to Mike, a pretty good signal there. So back to you, Mike. K6MYC, see if anybody else is about in the Bay Area. About 89 here today, a little bit warmer. We're expecting the heat tomorrow, I think. Back to you.
Yeah, we're going to be supposedly pushing 100, 101 tomorrow. So it's going to be a little warmer here as well. We were at 94, 95 today. It didn't seem like that, but it measured it. That's what it said in the car as we were driving up the hill anyway. I was gone from the house most of the day. Anyway, good to hear you, Stan. Let's see if you can help us with anybody else in the Bay Area. We're pretty thin there at the moment. We're looking for KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, W6PQL, WB6JNN, WA6AXX, K6KLY. Anybody else for 6-meter check-in? K6MYC.
K6USY.
I hear you, Aaron.
Yeah,
did you hear PQL?
Well, let's talk when I'm not doubling with somebody. K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100.
Yeah, we got you, Aaron. There is somebody talking underneath. Go ahead, Frank. Pick them up.
Yeah, W6PQL, W6BBS. I'm hearing you, Jim. Over. W6PQL, Jim, are you there? Well, he was definitely there, Mike, and now he doesn't seem to be.
It's hard for me to hear anything. I think antennas may be in the wrong direction, or mine is not working or something. Just checking in with you, W6PQL.
Yeah, we got you now. I don't think you were pointed quite at us there. W6PQL 1296. Thank you, Jim. Good to hear you, and I'm sure Frank's hearing you now. How about it, Frank?
Well, yeah, but he's only in S1. It's like he's on the wrong antenna or something. Can you hear me, Jim? Yeah, I'm full 1500 here, Mike, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay. I can hear you in there, Frank. I can't understand what you're saying. The signals are that light right now on my end. Over.
Yeah, I heard that. The signals are light on his end, Mike. Go ahead and talk to him. He hears you. He doesn't hear me.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's good copy here. He just popped up out of nowhere. I didn't hear him when you first heard him, so we may have funny conditions here in the Bay Area tonight, Jim. Anyway, good evening to you. And we should listen for Gary, maybe, WB6WNI. Maybe Gary's in there, so let me just take a standby. WB6WNI. Gary, are you there? No copy from Gary. Was there somebody else that was trying to check in? We did hear a weak voice earlier. I don't think that was Jim, because it was way too weak. K6MYC QRZ Bozo Net, beaming the Bay Area.
Have Jim give us a little more chatter.
Jim, Frank wants a little more chatter from you. See if he can dig you out here. Jim, over.
Okay, well, I'll give him a little more chatter. Might not do very much good because the band is really up and down. You know, when you could just barely detect me in there, Frank was hearing me a little bit better. And then I didn't do anything. My antenna is Armstrong, so I've got to go outside and turn it if I want to turn it towards you or in any other direction. It's so broad it doesn't matter anyway. It's a little Moxon, about 23 or 24 feet off of the deck. It's not much of an antenna, but it works okay. Anyway, that's it, Frank. Maybe that helped a bit. Over.
Yeah, okay, Jim. I copied you 100%, and I'm swinging the antenna back and forth, and your signal is just way broader than it should be. You're just all over the place for me, and I can't get a peek on you. But I'm hearing you just fine. Over, over.
Okay. Just got bits and pieces of that. I'm still not hearing like I should, I guess, but might be just a little noise level over here. So appreciate the call. We'll catch you later. W6PQL.
Yeah, Roger, Jim. Very good. No problem. Frank's hearing you, but you probably got some noise. He said the band is giving us dispersion tonight. He peaks. He's swinging the antenna back and forth 30 degrees, and you're not changing. Signal's going up and down, but it doesn't have anything to do with anything except weird propagation. He can't get a peek on you anywhere. It's just dispersed all over the place. Anyway, we'll keep it short. We're just about wrapping the net here. Everybody's ready to get out of here. But thanks for checking in. Jim, would you take one last call, see if you can raise anybody from your area? W6PQL, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, I'll do that. They'll hear you, though, because you're anybody else in the Bay Area wants to check into the Bozo Net, go ahead, W6PQL with K6MYC. All clear over here.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything, and I've got my little inverter noise from my neighbor. All right, 7-3, Jim. We'll see you tomorrow night on 1296. Thanks for checking in here and staying up for 6 meters. Aye. I guess there's nobody else in the Bay Area. Rob, I don't know. What should we do? Go down and see if we can get... I don't have much hope for Rick. Did you talk to Rick on the phone today, or did you ever get connected with him about that receiver, that transceiver, that 990 that he has?
No, I didn't. KM6SR here. I was expecting him to call me. I got on this frequency earlier tonight and called for him, didn't hear him. So I don't know. I do believe I heard somebody throw out 680, which is Mark's call sign. So I don't know if he's still in there or not. Over.
Mark, okay. K6MTS, are you here? I don't know if he's even got something on 6 meters. Rob, he checked in on 2, but maybe he's trying to get something to work there. I'm suspecting, just between you and me, that Rich down there has some kind of problem with the wife. I think she's ill. I think the wife is sick, and it may be related to something above the neck rather than below the neck. You understand?
Roger.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's part of his problem, and he's, she's just dominating. She won't let him use the phone, and she won't let anybody in the house. You remember when we were there, we went through that.
Yeah, Roger. That's what I was telling him, that I could arrange to get it from him and take care of it. The person that's interested is local here, so I can help him out. Over.
Yeah, I know. And of course, if he could sell it, I'm sure the cash would help him. I'm sure he's stressed financially. I just get that impression as well. So we're trying to do everything we can to help him there, but he's got to figure out some way to get that receiver to you, meet you someplace or meet your friend somewhere in Lake Isabella outside of his house. Maybe he can walk it a block down the street and sit there until a guy shows up or something. I just don't know. It just seems so. He's got something he wants to sell badly, and he needs to sell it badly, and he just can't think of how to do it. It seems like he can't get his head outside the box. Over.
Yeah, he's not helping to facilitate it at all, but that's up to him. I'll do what I can to help him, so that's all I can do, or all you can do either. Over.
I know. It's just frustrating because you know that there's the need in both sides of things. The guy wants a receiver and a transceiver, and he needs the money, so you wish you could help. But some people just make it so impossible to help them, like you can't help. All right, Rob, thanks. I think we're done for the evening. Good evening to you, Aaron. We heard you in there, but light, but no problem. Is there anything needed to be said, Aaron, before we see you tomorrow on 1296? K6USY, K6MYC.
Nope, not much here, and I don't know, I might catch you on 40 meters tomorrow if you're on, because I'll be working from home tomorrow, but other than that, nothing else going on.
I may try to get in there in the morning, depending on when we wake up and get out of bed. Don't have anything going tomorrow except Frank's coming over, but that will be before he gets here. So we'll see you in the morning, Frank, at your convenience, and hopefully we'll get a lot of stuff done tomorrow. I'll be here full bore to help you, whatever we can do. I'd like to get the 2-meter thing sorted out, and then start to work up there in the watershed. Watershed. W6BBS for your final, K6MYC.
Okay, I'm going to have a question for you here in a second, Mike. Now I already forgot what that was. Aaron, give me a refresher on when am I taking over the streaming for you?
All next week. So Sunday to Thursday, all next week, I'm going to be up in Yosemite camping.
Okay, Sunday. Okay, I got to keep that in my mind. And I guess maybe I must not have a question, Mike. So, yes, I'll see you in the morning. That stuff is all loaded in the truck. except for maybe one case I took out to crimp the connector on, and I'll make sure that's in. So, and my propane soldering and everything is in there, so I can climb up on that tower and fix that over.
Alrighty, well, I can crank the tower down if I get up and get done here before you get here, so I'll try to have that down.
Yeah, okay, you can if you want to. It's not real necessary. It's if you want to, it's not that big a deal. Yeah, I will get down there and we'll get that done. And man, it seemed like I had some silly question to ask you, but I guess I don't. Oh, maybe it was just a comment. Oh, I know what it was. I am just convinced now that at least at the two elevations I've tried here, that I've just got some kind of pretty good blockage in the Bay Area, because I mean, even if he was on a vertical with my 1,500 watts and my shot from here, I would think that I would just be blasting Jim out of his chair.
No, he's blocked terribly. He's up against the east foothills from Fremont there.
Oh, okay, so that's on his end. Yeah, some guys I hear, and for the most part, moving the antennas up the hill has improved things quite a bit. But in some circumstances, and like today, I heard it pretty much everybody, and there was some guys I was hearing that you wasn't, and so on and so forth. So it seems to be working out thus far.
Hey, Frank.
Yes, Aaron.
If you've ever messed with the Google Earth application, you can draw lines between your house and his, and it will show you the profile of everything that's in the way.
Yes, I have done that. I've messed with that. In fact, I'll tell you guys something a little interesting I discovered tonight. Yeah, I've even done that on my own property, comparing it to my own shooting. Now, on my cell phone, I have a fairly new iPhone, and I've got two different apps on it that will do elevation, and that way I can kind of do a comparison. And so I'll take my phone out, and I'll set it down here on the pad where the antenna was, and I'll let it settle down for a while, and it always tells me it should be plus or minus 11 feet. And so I go up the hill, and I shoot it up there where I put the news, so I know the difference in how high I've raised the antennas and whatnot. And I discovered something tonight, because I just put this antenna, the 6 meters, up and raised it up and everything. It's up on that 40-meter tower, which is down here. Well, I can drive the tractor up the hill on my little road and get up there level with that tower. So I shot the bottom of the tower with my phone. It told me what that elevation was, and I drove up the hill, and I see it changing, and I get up there where I'm standing dead level with that 6-meter beam that is at about 52 feet, and my phone told me it was only at 33 feet, that I'd only gone up 33 feet. So I discovered that that just doesn't work with a snot in either app, because they match each other. Anyways, yeah, Mike, all told, all the antennas are working pretty well here, and I just think I got some kind of blockage towards the Bay Area to work on. Over.
I don't think it's any different than what I have here, Frank. I think it would just be conditions. Sometimes Jim is so weak I can't hardly hear him here. Other times he's quite strong, but never bodacious. Not anywhere near he should be on this band, and on 2 meters as well. All right, guys, 7-3, I'm out of here. Good night, all. Rob, thanks. We got 20 on 6 and 15, I think, on 220.
Okay, yeah, I've only got for 6. I was hearing Jim PQL, pretty good copy, very weak, but copyable. Over.
Yeah, that's just different knife edging, because you're lower than Frank, and Frank should be hearing him better than you do, but it's just a knife edge thing.
Yeah, and Frank, you're 40 over down here.
Hey, Aaron, just for curiosity, if it's convenient to try, can you hear the beacon right now on 1296?
I checked it earlier and I wasn't hearing it, but of course I think I got that switch on my vertical, but I should still hear it. I'm not seeing it right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, the reason I ask is I almost expect you to not hear it, because it's pointed at 300 degrees right now, and so you're kind of off the back corner, and you might be stuck in a really good null on it. And I was just curious about that, if I've nulled Fresno out by pointing in that direction. Over.
Well, just to verify, there it is. So I can see it if I switch to my horizontal. It's coming in S0, but it's there.
Yeah, okay, so you are in the null, but you've still got it a little bit. Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
Yep, I just got to be in the right polarization. Switching to the vertical is just enough to take it out. Actually, let's see here. I'm getting it back into tune here. Oh no, it's still coming in like S4, S5. But yeah, as I said, I got to be in the right polarization.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I'll tell you, just point of interest, there's about elevation difference. There's about 55, 60 feet of elevation difference between the heights of my two antenna sets for the Bozo Net and for the beacon. The beacon is a single 49 element. The Bozo Net is a pair of 49 elements stacked above each other, okay? And when the best I hear my own beacon on 1296 is when I point the same direction it is and I get it on backscatter. Because the antenna is pointed, even when I point directly at the antenna is sideways to me, and the 49 elements just got it nulled out so well off to the sides, I can still hear it, but it's nothing like I would expect it to be, like 2 meters and 432 are just blasting away because they're multi-directional antennas. So these antennas are really, really narrow, and they really cancel things out well off to the sides and the back corners and whatnot.
Well, ask the Bozo that designed them.
Well, I know why I have them now. See, Mike had those up at one time, and a stack of 4, nice little H-frame. He had it built. I brought the whole H-frame with the antennas on at home, and you put those 4 up there. You get 2 of these side-by-side terrestrial, and it's like pointing a needle. I'll be pointed at a station, say, Sacramento, and if I get 5 degrees off of him, I can't hear him no more. He's just gone for me. I got to be dead on him. So it's hard to do a net. You got to just continually swing him back and forth. So ultimately, I may get some shorter antennas for the net, but they got tremendous gain. They work really well.
Yep, and I can definitely tell that that transverter drifts a little bit because it's sitting a little high at the moment, but I was able to see it on the spectrum scope and just tune it right in. So, alrighty, yep, it's still working down here.
Yeah, and I doubt it's the transverter that's drifting. I think it's the radio that's driving it. Even at 1 watt, that thing seems to move up and down. And see, during the day, there's an air conditioner in there, and it's set at about 78. But when you really get the sun baking on it in a 95 to 100 degree or more day, that room still will get up to 80, 85 degrees. Everything's safe. It's going to run fine. But just that much temperature changes the frequency on that one. Now, the 432 and the 2 meter, they do a little bit, but not near as bad as this one seems to. And it'll drift up and it'll drift down. Now it's cooling down, and so it's probably drifting the other way now. And just something I've got to do some experimenting and see if it's the radio or the transverter. Although the transverter is not a permanent thing because that's Mike's high end one. It's got a high end preamp in it, 30 amps or 30 watts, and it's not really cost efficient for it to be a beacon transverter. Over.
Yeah, right now I got it at 275, so it's a kilohertz high at the moment. And did you get rid of the dits in between? Because right now I only hear it IDing, and then it goes silent for for a minute, and then it IDs again.
Okay, so it's still doing that now, and it isn't just me. Okay. I've been experimenting with that, and that's something else I got to figure out. Is it the radio causing that, or is it the transverter? Is something overheating? The power doesn't seem to be changing coming out of the transverter, but I've had that here. The other 2 beacons are pinging away every second, just like it should be. And if you go in and see it, you'll just see little bitty flickers of the needle on the transverter at this point. Now, earlier I tried turning the drive up a little bit, driving a little harder, and it seemed to bring it back, but after a little while they seemed to fade off again. And so it's something I haven't had time to experiment with, but I'm aware that when it gets into that mode, for some reason it's not, and it's almost, and of course it shouldn't be, because I've got the transverter's just hard keyed right now. I literally have a screw stuck in the end of the RCA cord, and the transverter's just hard keyed because it's got mechanical relays in it, and I didn't want them just chattering and beating themselves to snot, so I just keyed it down. And the radios both are solid state, so they're fine. But yeah, I'm aware of that and haven't figured out what's causing it yet.
Okay, yeah, I wonder if it's just, well, I mean, because the CW's coming through, but yeah, it's just kind of acting like it's, those dits are a little too quick and it's just not bringing it up. But anyways, it's working, so. Alrighty, you want to get out of here, Mike? Are you still in there?
I think he's long gone. Hey, if you give me 1 minute, we'll just do a quick experiment if you have a minute. I'll walk over there and I'll bring the power up a little bit, and we'll see if they come back and what it sounds like. Over.
Yeah, I'm gone. Carry on, guys. I was falling asleep here. I couldn't grab the mic in time. Good night, all. K6MYC. See you tomorrow.
Okay, good night, Mike. K6USY. Yeah, unfortunately, Frank, you picked the one band that I do on a separate radio.
K6USY, KM6SRR.
Yes.
Hey, Aaron, I'm hearing some popping on his beacon signal between the IDs, over.
I'm back. Okay, I just turned the power up a little bit, and do you guys hear the pings now, the dits, or is it? I know what you're hearing there, Rob. When you're hearing the pop, you're not hearing a full. You're not hearing the CW. It's like you're just hearing that key down click or something, and I'm trying to figure that out. Does this sound different now, Aaron?
No, I do see, so I'm watching on the Spectrum scope, and I can see it trying to key up and send those dits, because I see a little bit of activity, but it disappears really quickly. So, yeah, it's very interesting. But, yeah, I did not make a significant change other than the fact that I can kind of see it trying to key up, and then here in a second it will go back to the cycle. Yeah, that one's clean. I'm not seeing anything really in between. Let's see. There it goes. Nope. Just wait here a second. But, and of course, some of the other stuff I'm seeing on my Spectrum scope could just be background band noise that I'm, picking up occasionally. There it goes. Now it's IDing again. I'm also noticing, I'm assuming you're modulating this over just a normal sideband, right?
Well, the radios are actually CW radios. They have all band. They're in CW mode, and nothing set to change anything from normal. And they are keyed via the CW key jack, and they're keyed by an MFJ keyer. And so it actually creates, it's just like having a set of paddles plugged in or a straight key plugged into it. It's keying the radios, and away they go. Over.
Okay. So it's the actual keyer and the radar. That's good. I'm just noticing on this one, and I got to look closer at the other ones, but it doesn't look like a clean CW signal. It's kind of broad at the base. So it's not staying on a single frequency is what I'm saying. It's also producing some kind of harmonics on either end. But of course that could just be the transverter, and of course you can still tell what it's sending. It just doesn't look like a normal clean CW signal.
Okay, let me ask you to do this. Listen to the 2 meters and the 432 beacons and look at those and see if they're clean or if you're seeing the same thing, please, if you have time.
Yeah, give me a second. I got to go flip some switches. Well, I should still build it. Let's see. I'm on 2 meters right now. I want to get the preamp on. Yeah, the 2 meter one's broad as well. Let's see here. That's not coming in as strong as it could because, again, I'm on my vertical. But, of course, that's come off of an 8-beater. Yeah, that one's got some extra frequencies on the 2 meter one. Let's go to the 432. Tune it up here.
This is KM6SR. I'm going to go QRT.
Good night, Rob.
Yeah, and I can send you some screenshots of what this looks like, but yeah, it's definitely producing more than just a single, tone, essentially.
Okay, well, both of the radios are all-mode 2-meter radios, but they're rather old. In fact, one of them no longer receives. It's got a dead receive front end, but all we wanted it for was the key CW. So that might have something to do with it. I mean, we're talking 30, 35-year-old radios here, I believe, at least. So that might have something to do with it, you think?
Yep, and that's something that's I'm sure could be improved. But as I said, it's not for someone that can decode CW, you can still hear the differences from the DIS and the DAWs. So it's still it's effective as a beacon. But yeah, no, that makes sense. That, if you're driving it with some older radios, then it's just not as clean as it is. What I'm used to seeing on modern radios, but it's working.
Okay, one of the things I'm going to try to get time to do over the next day or two is see, I've got 2 different 2-meter radios. One of them is just a switch. It's 1 watt or 10 watts. Okay, so it's on 1 watt right now, and it's driving the inverter or transverter. So the other 2-meter radio is basically, I think, a 35 watt. And it was slightly modified and whatnot to have very little drive by my friend Rob. I mean, Kara 70. I'm sure you know him. Anyways, and he told me what he had done, and I went in, I found the pot and everything, and he's got everything kind of tied together now. So one pot adjusts the bar, so there's no high or low setting. So I had it set to about 25 watts and then put the cover on. So I can't plug it into the transverter and just swap the radios yet, but I'm going to get the cover off of that and turn that back down and use that radio and see if it changes, if it improves the transverter, and if it's just the old radio that's doing it, and so on and so forth. So anyway, just some stuff I'm messing with there, Aaron. I appreciate your assistance in looking at things and giving me a report.
Oh, yeah, no worries. And, yeah, thanks for getting these on the air. And, of course, I'm always going to hear all 3 of them, but I'm sure the guys in the Bay Area will appreciate it. So, all right, Frank, I got to get going here. So we'll catch you later, and we'll catch you on 1296 tomorrow night.
Roger, Roger. Good night, everybody. W6BBS shutting it down.
All right, good night, Frank, and good night, everybody on YouTube. K6USY DMO6.